Hi there. So I'm here at jail at work. I was just talking to someone, and they made a comment to me. There's an inmate that got in some trouble for something, disciplinary issues going on. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Just running around. And the person I was talking to said, well, that inmate deserves to be disciplined for what they did. They chose that. I'm thinking, that's it right there. That's what the free will theology involves. The free will theology involves judging, condemning, and not looking at, when Jesus said, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do, ignoring that kind of thinking. It's just, you can look at the person, ignore any reasons for anything, any explanation, any cause and effect, anything, and just condemn them. Say they chose it, that's it. I was talking to another person. There was this couple that I know that got married really young, and they have some financial issues because, they're not that well established yet. And I was talking to, and we were going to give them some money, and was talking to someone about it. They said, well, they chose what they did. They shouldn't give them a penny. They should be working. Well, they are working. I wasn't really sure what they were talking about because they just don't have enough money. Things are expensive. So the point here is the free will theology gives you this evil license to just judge a person right on the spot. They chose this. Their bad is implied, or if not explicitly stated. And that's it. No further explanation. They chose. That's it. We condemn them. We reject them. We don't care about reasons. We don't care about thinking it through why things happen the way they did. They made a decision. Now they have to pay. This is the nature of the free will theology. So when Jesus said, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do, when he's on the cross, notice he didn't say, Father, they made a choice, punish them. Look how different those accounts are. The free will theology, of course, being non-biblical, nothing to do with that in Scripture. It's a heresy and contradiction to Scripture and to God's perfect sovereignty. And the forgive them, Father, they don't know what they do, more in line with like a hyper-Calvinist position, more scriptural position, is one of great compassion. Think about that. People always say the extreme Calvinism is harsh and cruel. People just they haven't put it all together. I understand why people think that on the surface. God chooses some, not others. I mean, I get it. But if you go through it all and understand it all, it's the best option. And in the end, everybody gets to be with the Lord, as we've discussed umpteen times before on this channel. So the free will theology is one where you reduce compassion to zero, and everybody has to get their punishment. It's all about humans punishing each other, which my understanding is God's responsibility of who's punished for what and so forth. And we're just supposed to serve and love, accept others. Romans 15:7, receive one another. Have our enemies at the table, prepare a place for them at the table. Where does the free will condemnation, judgy philosophy, theology fit into that? It doesn't, because it's a heresy. Okay, so the end times church, the church buildings of this age are all about this, because they have rejected Scripture. They have rewritten their own religion. I'm not talking about every church. I'm talking about in general. Because things like, Jesus said that this will happen. There'll be false doctrine. Sound doctrine will be rejected. Man will create teachers for his itching ears, and so forth. We've all seen this. Men will reject the faith and go follow the doctrines of devils. So nothing new. I know everybody out there thinks, oh, that's not me. But you have to make sure. It's not you. I'm trying to make sure every day, Lord, let that not be me. Let me not be tricked. Let myself not deceive myself, or not condemn myself. 1 John 3:21, I think that is, or 3:22. Self condemns itself. That's all over Scripture. But the free will theology is the antithesis of the Christ-like compassion, understanding. Jesus is out there with prostitutes, adulteresses. Oh, your condemners did not condemn you, ma'am? Neither do I, John chapter 8. What if Jesus said, oh, she made her choice to commit adultery, John 8? Kill her, guys. The angry mob that wanted to kill her. that's the free will theology of today. Would have done something like that. They would have never made it into the New Testament when everything changed with the cross, and you have this infinite compassion of Christ. Where you've got people like Francis of Assisi and Bonhoeffer, all these people that want to be in love with God more than in love with self, and they will do whatever it takes to adhere to His word, even if it means that your enemies, you have to look at them compassionately, not with judgment. Okay, so anyway, this is kind of a basic message. Just don't know why nobody sees this. The free will theology is a judgy theology. That person made their choice, punish them. That's a judgy call. It's not a position of compassion and understanding and love. It's a position of hate, revenge, and so forth. So again, another element of the free will theology, which is basically a doctrine of devils. Men will reject the faith and follow the doctrines of devils. Like we've said before, Jesus said, "Once I depart from you, the wolves in sheep's clothing will come and tear apart the flock." Of course, nobody sees these wolves in sheep's clothing. I'm not talking about Hollywood. Those are wolves in wolf's clothing, or something. I'm talking about wolves that look like sheep. Okay, if you have trouble seeing those, you have to pray to the Lord and say, "I want to make sure that I've got the right perspective, and I'm seeing that the compassionate nature of the Scriptures of my heart, so I can look at all men with great compassion and love, serve them no matter what, and let the Lord do any judging, and let the Lord take care of them." Our job is to be filled with love, infinite love of God. All love is of God, not of us. That's our job, not to judge and condemn. God bless you all.